Welcome to this gentle yoga class for after a C-section. In this class, we'll be exercising your core, getting it gently engaged again, whilst keeping your C-section safe and beginning to exercise again. Now, a C-section is major surgery, so please check with your doctor before undertaking exercise. Some doctors recommend that you can begin a bit of exercise a few weeks after the C-section. Others recommend 6 to 8 weeks. Others really depends on your own individual situation, and it may even be up to 9 to 12 months after you've given birth that you're able to return to the normal intensity of exercise that you did before you were pregnant. We'll be undertaking some gentle pelvic floor exercises, then moving into standing, whilst ensuring there's no pain in the incision area. At times you may wish to use a chair to help the exercise. We're going to be keeping the core safe and beginning with some breathing exercises. So, with that said, let's begin. So let's begin practicing our breathing in a sitting lotus pose. Just familiarising ourselves with our bodies again. I'd like you to engage your core gently and then breathing into your ribs. So inhale, breathe into the ribs and engage that core, and exhale, gently unclenching, and repeat that 5 times. Now in this class, unlike some yoga classes, we're actually going to be exhaling when we exert in the pose. This is to help protect our core after our surgery. So once you finish breathing, come out of the pose, just inhale and exhale. And just get the blood moving, do a few shoulder rolls here. And then come into your tabletop position and do a few hip circles. Wonderful. Now, come down onto your knees. And we're going to do a bridge pose. Going up and down. And whilst we do this, we're going to take some Kegels. Pelvic floor exercises. So come down onto the floor, have your hips in line with your torso, and have your feet flat on the floor, a bit closer to your hips than maybe you would if you just lay down. Make sure your core is engaged. Inhale now and begin to press down through the feet, lifting up your torso, vertebra by vertebra. Making sure the shoulders don't come off the ground. Keep your hands flat next to you and don't put any pressure on your neck. Whilst you're doing this, inhale, just clench the pelvic floor, and then as you release from this pose, coming back down vertebra by vertebra, release the pelvic floor, and we'll repeat that 5 times. Once you're done, just lower the back gently onto the floor again. And here, I'd like you to straighten out one leg and gently, to do this, gently move your left leg out straightening it up, and then bending your knees, bringing it back to where it was, and then swap legs. And do this the same on the other side, the right hand side now. And whilst you do this, remember your breathing, exhale to exert. Just being purposeful about this exercise. Once you are done, come back to our neutral pose, keeping the legs bent. And then gently bringing the left leg out to the side, keeping that knee bent, and then bring it back to center. And then do that on the other side. So keeping that core engaged whilst you do this, breathing through the rib cage and visualizing healing in your scar. So just repeat this each side 5 times. Really important that you keep mindful of your breathing in the core. If you're in the early stages of recovery, this may feel very odd, but once you do it a few times, you'll begin to regain confidence and strength. Take your time. Once you're done, come back to center. We're going to come to our side, so make sure that you are protecting your wound by bringing your hands down, perhaps one hand on the mat and one hand to hold up and support your head. And we're going to take some oyster exercises, so very much echoing what we've just done, but on our side. So here, just have the hips in line with the heels, bending those knees, making sure that your spine is straight, and just visualizing perhaps a glass of water on your hips before you begin this exercise. So just begin by opening up the knee and then closing, opening, keeping that core engaged, and closing, opening, closing, opening, and closing. And one last stretch. So here I'd like you to stretch your quads, so bringing the right leg behind you, just again making sure that you protect your scar with your hand in front of you. And once you're done with that, we're going to repeat that on the other side. So change sides now. Again, just aligning your body, making sure your shoulders are stacked, your hips are stacked, and your heels are in line with your hips. Take a deep breath, engage the core, breathing into the rib cage, opening up the legs, and close, and repeating that 5 times. And once you're done, remember to do that quad stretch, but on this side. Often you may have felt that you haven't been able to stretch very much in recent days and weeks, so this is a really nice way to bring back some blood to the area. Once you're done, I'd like you to come into a standing position. And we're going to do some standing squats here. So feet hip width apart, stand in mountain pose, imagining there's a piece of string going up through your body, so heart above your pelvis, head above your heart. Inhale, roll the shoulders back and relax, get your posture right here, Take an inhale into the ribs, engage that core, and then begin to bend the knees. And then coming up, and repeat that 10 times. Just make sure your tailbone is engaged and your core. If you need to add a chair here, please feel free to do so. Standing up tall and then engaging the core, tucking in the tailbone, coming down, bending maybe a little bit further than you did the last time. And just take 2 more here. Once you're done, I'm going to take a few standing lunges. So bringing your foot into an almost triangle position. Have the feet so that they're both facing the front of the mat. And observe the triangle pose or position of your legs. Have your hips square with the front of the mat. Placing your hands on your hips now, standing up straight, roll the shoulders back, unclench the jaw, and then I'd like you to bend your front knee and your back knee, and then standing, and repeat that 10 times. Once you've completed that, swap legs round. Repeating that, just checking in that your hips are square with the front of the mat. Your feet are facing forward, and then gently bend both legs and repeat that 10 times. Remember to engage that core. Breathing into your rib cage. If you like to add some pelvic floor exercises to this as well, that can be very beneficial. And then once you're done, come to face the side of the mat. We're going to do some side leg lifts. So placing your hands behind your head, elbows open. Again, just checking that your posture is in neutral. And then begin to lift the side leg up, right or left, whatever suits you best, and repeat that 10 times. This is a really nice way to introduce yourself back into exercise again, just feeling yourself perhaps a little bit out of breath, but also engaging the core and beginning to get your strength back. Once you're done, repeat that on the other side. Beautiful, well done. Now I'd like you to come down onto your hands and knees into tabletop. Now we're going to do some push-ups, so if this feels right, please go ahead, but if it feels at all uncomfortable or that you can't support your body doing this, then please feel free to come into child's pose, having your legs and knees apart so as to not press upon the scar. And I'd like you to be on your knees here and do a modified push-up. We're going to do 10 of these. So here, just have your chest coming down gently and firmly towards the ground, and then pushing into your hands as you come up again. Keep that core engaged, feeling yourself build some strength up in your arms. You'll need this. Strengthen your arms quite a lot in the next few months, lifting up a baby. So keep going. Another few more. Wonderful. And now coming into child's pose, just to rest a bit here. So again, as I said before, if your scar's still hurting a bit, it might be beneficial here to open your knees. And stretch out as far as you can with your hands and fingers, feeling that stretch up the spine. And then coming up onto your knees, we're going to come into lotus position. So cross your legs. And then we're going to stretch, interlace our hands behind us. And moving the shoulder blades together. And this is really good if you're breastfeeding, to counter some of that hunching forward you'll do. Or even if you're just picking up a baby quite often. It's a nice stretch, opening up the chest here, and then bowing forward. And just repeating that one more time. Once you're done, bring your palms down onto the mat, coming into tabletop pose again. And we're coming to a downward facing dog. So here, making sure that your biceps are in line with the ears. Your hips are coming up towards the sky in a diagonal position. And that your calves are stretched and your feet, if you can, touch the mat. If not, don't worry. Just walk the dog, pedaling it out here. Let your chin drop. Unclench that jaw again. Pressing down through the hands and the fingers. This is a really, again, beneficial pose to counteract some of the hunched positions you'll be doing a lot of the time. So engage those calves, pedaling it out here. And then gently walking with our hands back towards our feet. Just coming down here into a stretch, a forward fold. If you need to support yourself here, it might have been a while since you've stretched, placing your hands upon your shins or your thighs here. You don't have to touch the ground. And once you're ready, coming up vertebra by vertebra. Slowly coming into a standing mountain pose. And just take a quad stretch here on either side. Coming now into mountain pose. So let your shoulders drop, looping them around maybe once or twice. Soften your gaze, close your eyes. Visualizing the healing of your wound, the healing of your body after it's undertaken such an epic exercise. Breathing now through the lungs in your rib cage, and exhale. This may be one of the only opportunities that you get to have a bit of a rest and a bit of you time, so make the most of it. Emptying your mind of any thoughts, obligations, responsibilities you have for the next few seconds. Just letting go and thanking yourself for returning to a bit of self-care and visualizing the power of healing. And once you're done, open up the palms, lifting them up to the sky, and you can join me here by bringing your hands together, bowing and saying namaste. Namaste, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this postnatal class, please click on the playlist where we have another or a range of classes suitable for pregnancy and postnatal. I wish you love and light and healing. see you again soon. Namaste.